My name is Alex Jackson. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. That's in the United States of America. And I currently work for the South Carolina Department of Revenue, where I am the Chief Information Security Officer there. So, what that entails for me is basically running the information security program, which includes IT security, cybersecurity, risk management and compliance, security engineering, as well as working with the rest of the staff at the agency to ensure that we are managing information security and cybersecurity in the best interests of our agency. My work experience, I have a background in the military. I got my bachelor's degree in computer science, and shortly thereafter, I entered the United States Air Force on active duty, where I did IT, and I sort of began my exposure to cybersecurity from that standpoint. I worked various jobs, including working in a network security and operations center and in other security related tasks. I went through a lot of cybersecurity training with the United States Air Force as they were transitioning from IT to more cyber integrated roles within the Department of Air Force. So that's a little bit about who Alex Jackson is and the CISO. I started my career in the military as a communications and information officer. After commissioning out of college, I went to the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina. And so I was active duty for about 4 years. And after active duty, I did a stint in operations at Caterpillar. I then went full time back with the military with the Illinois Air National Guard. There, I went back into IT. I did a lot of planning for different missions and contingencies, all related to IT, and that's where I went through my cybersecurity training. And then around 2014, I ended up coming back to South Carolina because I wanted to specialize in cybersecurity and information security. And I took my first job with the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce as their Chief Information Security Officer. A lot of my experience there was within risk management and sort of compliance and sort of building up the program there. From that position, I stayed in state government and I moved on to the South Carolina Department of Administration, where I had the opportunity to be one of the deputy CISOs for the state. So I did that for a time, and I was able to go around and help other agencies build up their information security programs and do gap analysis and make recommendations and do a bit of consulting as to how agencies can improve their cybersecurity and information security. So that gave me a huge exposure as to what cybersecurity looks like across the state for different agencies and different entities. It gave me a lot of good perspective. And I was able to leverage that perspective when I moved to my current role at the South Carolina Department of Revenue as the Chief Information Security Officer, coming into a already mature program. I was able to use what I learned in my previous two positions and in the military to sort of help the agency, better manage risk. Specifically, I would say as a CISO, I've been in various CISO positions since 2014. So we're coming up on 9 years, over 9 years I've been dedicated to the field of information security. The Certified CISO program was great. It was a great certification, and I've got lots of certifications. I've been fortunate that the state's been able to pay for a lot of my training and a lot of my certs. However, when I took the CCISO certification, it really resonated with me, the way it was structured, and I was able to take away a few things from that training and from the certification curriculum that I was able to immediately apply. For example, while we were talking through some of the risk management topics, it dawned on me that we should be tracking, our exception process a lot more closely. And I was then able to go back and talk with my team and put a process in place by which we are now tracking and using metrics to track our exceptions to sort of gauge the baseline of the risk and the amount of new risk that's being introduced into our environment. And so now we look at those metrics on a quarterly basis, and I get a feel for, what direction are we trending in? Are we taking on more risk, or are we sort of remaining steady, or are we being more restrictive? So those lessons, and that's not the only one, but that's just one specific example of something that I was able to immediately take away from my Certified Information Security Officer training, and then take back to my job and apply. What distinguishes CCISO from my perspective is that it is a CISO's certification. To me, it has been the best targeted CISO certification that I have had the chance to attain. And like I said, it really helped me actually manage the CISO program, like be a better information security manager. Whereas, some of the other certifications I have, they're more knowledge based. So they help me build a base of knowledge. But what the CISO certification did for me was help me to leverage a lot of the knowledge I already had, and then, look at places where I can actually leverage that knowledge to better manage my agency's program. The state offers a lot of training. We have a lot of different training opportunities. And so when I saw the advertisement that the CISO certification and training was going to be offered, I looked at the curriculum and, what the aspects, what the different topics of the training and the curriculum would be. And I felt like that it would be a valuable certification to add to my resume. I wasn't exactly sure going into the certification what it would entail, but I was pleasantly surprised, as to, how applicable a lot of the lessons and a lot of the course material was. Absolutely. Like I said, it sort of opened my aperture from a management standpoint. When you look at other positions that are sort of in the C-suite, you look at them as sort of managers. And to me, you talk about professional development and business acumen. To me, the CISO, what it did, it helped me to marry a lot of my technical knowledge, a lot of my subject matter expertise in the field of information security with the business side of the house, and take a more business focused management approach to where I could better work with the business and also, use risk management to engage in conversations with other members of management and the executive staff throughout my agency to make various improvements. It really upped my game from that standpoint. I definitely think that they could. The CISO, like I said, I look at it, it's in the field of information security, but a lot of what it offers is how to manage your information security program. So I think, for anyone who is interested, it is a great way to gain some perspective on what actually it takes to run an information security program within an organization. So I would definitely recommend it. I would say, the 5 domains of the CISO, I think they've gotten it right. The way they've broken out the 5 domains over the, CISO certification. They're logical. They make sense. It makes it easier to sort of digest the course material and the curriculum of the CISO certification. So I would say that my favorite domain for the CISO, it would be the risk management and audit, that piece of it, because I think there being in a government agency and being subject to so many different audit and compliance requirements, I was able to, through that lesson, like I mentioned before, giving the example of managing exceptions, I was able to gain more perspective as to, what actually is the relationship between risk and compliance, and how can we as an agency, maximize our efforts and our resources to use risk management and also attain compliance. So that I would say that domain was very key for me, and a lot of the discussions that occurred in class were very valuable to me, and that's where I gained a lot of the insights. So, but as far as the 5 domains go, I think CISO has done a really great job of breaking out what a CISO needs to understand in those 5 domains. I'm really still just taking it all in. Like I said, I'm so thankful. I couldn't have done it without God. I couldn't have done it, without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And the faith and support from my friends and family. So, in my agency and the state and all the people that have poured into me to make me into the CISO, a Hall of Fame CISO. And I'm really just, awestruck, right? What does that even mean? You think about the Hall of Fame, you think about athletes going into the Hall of Fame, so being distinguished among your peers in your career in a job that you go to and you put your effort and your sweat and your time into it, it really means a lot. And I think that this experience has been one of the best experiences of my life. Probably, from a professional standpoint, one of the best things I've had the opportunity to experience. And, I'm just thankful that I'm able to, that EC Council thought, I was one of the individuals that deserved this honor. And so I just wanted to express my gratitude and my thanks to everyone in EC Council for selecting me from this. This is a huge honor. It's awesome, and I'm really just humbled by everything. Absolutely. It would be at the top of my list of recommended certifications for anyone who wanted to enter executive management in cybersecurity or information security for, some of the reasons I already enumerated. It's going to set you up for success. When you enter into those roles, you're going to have a good management perspective. You're going to have a good, solid foundation of the principles and concepts that you need from a cybersecurity standpoint in order to be successful in the roles, to be able to work with people, and to bring that subject matter expertise to the conversations where your opinion is going to matter and where your opinion is going to be, particularly a opinion that might make the difference between, your organization succeeding in terms of security or not. So I would say, yes, go for it. This one is, at the top of my list, number one, in my opinion, in terms of if you're a CISO or if you're in a leadership position in information security, I would say go and get this one. It's definitely going to help you.